My name is Amy Doherty. I'm the director of the Friends of the Free Library. You probably all know Tessa Renshaw, who was our community organizer. The Friends of the Free Library of Philadelphia is an independent, nonprofit, 501c3 agency whose mission is to support the Free Library of Philadelphia. Starting, forming, strengthening, and helping neighborhood volunteers who work to support their local library. There are 54 library branches across the city of Philadelphia as part of the Free Library of Philadelphia system. McPherson Square is one of 54. We now have 50 friends groups across the city. When I came on 10 years ago, we had 20. Now we have 50. So what we've been doing over the past 10 years in a really serious way is engaging and connecting citizens to their library. Promote their neighborhood library to raise a little bit of money for needed programs, to develop relationships, strong collaboratives between library staff and residents. Each library is different because each neighborhood is different. Friends groups raise small amounts of money for programs or books, and they also are part of the larger consortium of friends groups. Friends groups advocate for their local library. If the roof is leaking and it's not getting fixed, friends group will either call or write a letter to the library administration. They'll pay attention. A friends group membership of 2 or 20 or 200, you're the Friends of McPherson Square Library. Also, as a citywide consortium, advocate together for sufficient budget for the free library system. Some of you may remember in 2008 there was a threat to permanently close 11 branches. The citizens of Philadelphia came out in a huge way with their love of the library. In 2005, Mayor Street wanted to make 20 of the 50 branches into what he called express branches, only open 20 hours a week as opposed to 40 without accredited librarians. We fought that and won that battle. Those are dramatic wins. Mostly it's not dramatic. Mostly what we try to do is make sure that City Council and the Mayor make sure that there is adequate budgets for the library. The reason we were successful is because of the citizens of Philadelphia and our friends. City Council and the Mayor knows that we're paid staff. The reason they listen to us at all is because they know behind us is you guys, is citizens. And we've built up that coalition over the years. The more friends groups we have, the more citizens care about the library. We've also changed the understanding on the part of the public and the part of public officials about the importance of libraries. They're not just about books. They're about computer access. They're about our fantastic, wonderful librarians helping citizens learn how to use a computer, search for a job, write a resume, English as a second language classes, GEDs, all of that stuff that we get at the library. Where we are now in terms of the library's citywide budget, the library's budget has not been restored. That $8 million is still not restored. There's shorter hours. The library's only open 5 days a week. There are still a lot of unscheduled closures. If the library doesn't have 4 people, then it can't open. That's going to be something we're going to advocate for going forward. Being one of our affiliates, meaning under our 501c3 tax-exempt status, means that each group can raise money for their library. You can have a book and bake sale for a GED program. What we do is we help friends groups come up with goals with their librarian for their particular group. Let's say you come up with a goal of having a particular program. We help you make it happen. We help you decide on goals, but then we help you implement your goals and get things done. We help you be the voice and the supporter of your library. The good news is that this group has started out with $750 in the bank. One of my board members donated $250, and Councilwoman Pinona Sanchez is giving you $500 of City Activities Fund money. That is really more than most groups start out with. Most groups start out by thinking, okay, we need some money to do what we want to do. What I would like to do now is to have each of you just say your name, introduce yourself, and tell us how you use the library, what's good about the library, and what you'd like to see more of here, what's not so good about the library. Whatever you say is okay. It's basically our first shot in you letting us know and you listening to how other people use the library. So who wants to get started?
My name is Maria, and I'm not using the library as often right now, but in the past I do, using the computer. That is excellent. You know, that's a good resource for the community, because when you need to do a resume, when you need to come to, you know, internet to use any programs or do working information for, you know, medicines, or that's a great thing here in the libraries, you know, in everywhere, because I saw that the libraries have, you know, computers. That's a great thing.
That's right.
Yeah, that was awesome. Especially, you know, young people come and, you know, because use for homework and all that stuff. Get information about, you know, some kind of illness that I have a lot of them. You know, and for medications, and, you know, it's good to get information, you know.
How would you like to make the library better? What would you like more of here?
I like to see more young people, you know, using the library.
So you want to see more youth using the library,
Exactly.
and maybe some programs that would attract them?
Exactly.
Like teens, would we say?
Yeah, teens, yeah, young people.
Just for your information, folks, 50% of Philadelphians, an average of 50% of Philadelphians, do not have computers at home or access to the internet. And this is mirrored across the country.
My name's Janine. I live in a neighborhood. I really don't know much about McPherson, the Friends of McPherson Square, and I really don't know the programs that are going on here right now because I didn't use the library. My first steps were in this park. All my childhood memories are here. I got my GED here. I've been back for the last 2 years. I just resigned working in daycare, and I'm homeschooling my children. I was planning on learning about the library and utilizing it for a lot of my homeschool.
A lot of people around the city do that. Is there anything that you can think right now that you would like to see at the library more of?
Well, I mentioned I really don't know what's going on here right now, so I need to see what they have.
Okay, well that's going to be that's part of our meeting today. Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carmen. I've been around here in this neighborhood for 11 years. When I came the first meeting over here, I started to be worried about the kids that they are after school, they go to the corner or something, or they boarding in the house. We had a lot of kids, and it's good that they come to the library, because by that way they're going to be do something good.
Libraries are the center. This is, like this long story. They're the center of the community, and one of the things that they provide is free meeting space for neighborhoods. So thank you for that.
I think I would like to see more space to like plug in, just to bring a laptop. And I think a lot of people have portable devices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can come and bring.
Great. A bunch of other libraries have that. That comes under the bucket of advocacy. We would together help you advocate to the library administration to get that.
My name is William Bragg, and basically I'd like to see the library used as Jonathan. In kind, I consider the library the center of the community, a place of information that connects the suburb to the city hall. There's a whole juncture of information here, a whole contact source point here. I'd also like to see something beefed up with the block captains. There's no more phantom block captains, but a computer program put in place where every block captain is going to not only be networked and recognized, every block captain is going to be supplied with the computers in their household. For everybody on the block, if they have a question about L&I, a question about anything, they can go to their block captain. The block captain is all tied into a center base here at the library. It's also in turn tied into a center base down to Mayor's Director's Office.
Okay, cool.
Our strategic planning.
Right.
Because then you're not dealing with policing, as we keep on saying, well, we might help take care of ourselves. Well, make your block captains visible, not invisible. Let people know where they are and give them the ability to be able to, well, you need this piece of paper? Here. Oh, well, let me check in the library, see which piece of paper you might actually need. Boom, boom, boom. And before you know it, things are getting connected, dots are being connected.
Next.
My name is Marty, I'm with Philly Cares, I'm not going to give it all, but I think along those same lines, lots of activities that can go on. However, there's a lot of other groups that can run those activities that are looking for satellite space. Two that just came up in my head is Mighty Writers, which is a comic book teen group. They're desperate for space in North Philly and Kensington, and if space could be provided to them, they would run all the programming you want. Spell's Writing Lab also is looking for outreach, and I think illustrating and comic books can really be great. Specific senior nights, bingo, and other things that seniors might feel comfortable with, where adults can come and have adult-themed discussions. And the very last thing is, there are local authors who would not ever go to the Central Library to speak, but would love an opportunity to talk to people. Amy Ignatow, the guy who writes the Tuesday book, it's a beautiful illustrated book, children's book, would love to come here. Those are folks who are local to Philadelphia that would never get tapped, and I'm sure there's a zillion others.
And I think it's interesting that people do have perspective on using the library more as a community meeting center, because the schools aren't often available and there aren't that many public spaces. There's the schools, there's the libraries, and then there are the churches.